Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Giselle Mills and welcome back to my subscribers. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my October TBR, which is the list of books that I'm planning to read in October. Now, if you guys haven't seen my September TBR or my September wrap-up video, I will put the links down below in the description bar for you guys to check it out if you're interested to see what I read for September. But now we're in a brand new month, we're in October, so let me show you guys the books that I'm planning to read. Okay guys, so before I show you my books, just a little disclaimer, I have very mixed tastes. If you watch my BookTube newbie tag, you'll see that I like a whole variety of books. So I won't just have one genre of books to choose from. So we have a mix right here. My first book is a fantasy novel. It's called Good Omens. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it. I saw this in an airport when I was traveling quite recently. I think it was Florida. Yeah, Miami airport. I picked this up. I thought the cover looked beautiful, and not just the cover, but I heard about it. I haven't seen it. It's actually a TV show now. The author is two authors, Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I've heard of their names, but I've never read any books by the two authors, so I decided, you know what, let me give it a try. And from the summary on the back, it seems to be some kind of comedic, end of the world kind of story. So it seemed a bit fun, interesting, different from what I normally read. So I decided I'll give it a try. And if I like it, I'll probably check out the TV series as well. So, Good Omens. If any of you guys have read it, let me know. Tell me if you think it was good, bad, if it was, too comedic or what. So this is my pick for fantasy for my October TBR. Next up, as you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I'm from the Caribbean and I like to promote Caribbean authors, Caribbean literature. So we have two books on my October TBR, which are by Caribbean authors. And the first one I'm showing you is this book. It's called At the Bottom of the River, written by the author Jamaica Kincaid. She's from Antigua, and this book is her first book. It's a compilation of 10 short stories, and I believe it's about basically experiences of hers growing up in the Caribbean. Now, as I said, she's from Antigua, so I'm guessing it's gonna have very many cultural references to Antigua. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. I know of the author. I've read one of her books before. It's called Annie John. I had to read that book for literature when I was in high school. And that was over a decade ago. I haven't read any of her other work since then. So when I saw this in the bookstore a couple months ago, I was like, you know what? Let me give the author a try. I may just reread Annie John and give you guys a little book review of it, because when I was a child, I didn't really like it, but hopefully now that I'm an adult and reread it, I might get it better. I'm gonna read this one and let you guys know what I think. If you've read it, again, please let me know in the comments below. Book number 3, also by a Caribbean author, and it's called Golden Child, written by the author Claire Adam. I believe she is a Trinidadian author. I've seen this book all over Instagram. Other bookstagrammers, they like to promote this book. So I saw it in the bookstore and I was like, you know what? Not just pretty cover, but the story seems interesting. It's about a man looking for his missing son. It's set in Trinidad, and apparently he's gonna learn about sacrifice and the nature of love in his quest to find his son. So, interesting story. I'll check it out and let you guys know what I think. And the last book on my TBR for October is one I was very much looking forward to reading. It is The Testaments, which is the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale, written by Margaret Atwood. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard of The Handmaid's Tale. It's a novel, dystopian novel, set in sometime in the future where women don't have many rights, and they're basically made to be surrogates to the masters that they serve, forced to bear their children and give up the children, and they're also subjected to many atrocities. Now, despite that, I found the first book, The Handmaid's Tale, to be quite a compelling read. It's very different from what I've read before. I don't normally read dystopian fiction, but I found that book to be quite interesting. It opened up my mind, my thought patterns, and it made me really compare life to that novel, because it's very eerily similar to many societies in today's world. And the thing is, I actually watched the TV series which is based on The Handmaid's Tale, before I actually read the book. So after I watched the series, I was like, you know what, let me find the source material and see how does it compare. So I read the book. I liked it. I read it pretty quickly, so I need to reread it so I could, remember exactly what went on. But I remember the gist, of course. And since then, I've been looking forward to reading the sequel since I knew that the author was releasing a sequel. Now, I went to many bookstores trying to find this because it came out, I think, last month. And I wanted to get it, as soon as it was released. But we kind of don't have access to books as soon as they're released like you do in the US or other territories where you have the big book chains like Barnes and Nobles and Target and all these places where you can get books easily. So I had to wait. But luckily, I found this in a very quaint little bookstore that I love to go to, which also sells my book through it all, which is Paper-Based Bookstore. I did a great set of book buying, and you're going to see that book haul video very soon. And this book was top of the list. So, The Testaments. I've read and watched some book reviews on this book, and I really want to read it to see what it's about. I know it's still set in Gilead, which is a dystopian country of the former USA, in which, as I said, these women are subjected to the rule of their male masters and forced to bear children and give them up to the masters. And they are abused and robbed of all their rights and privileges. This will be my first read, the first book I'll be picking up from my list of 4 for this month, and I'll definitely be doing a book review video on it to let you guys know what I thought. Just to recap, I'm going to be reading The Testaments by Margaret Atwood, Golden Child by the Trinidadian author Claire Adam, At the Bottom of the River by the Antiguan author Jamaica Kincaid, and Good Omens, which is by the authors Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. So 2 out of my 4 picks are from Caribbean authors, and I'm going to really try to make sure I have Caribbean authors on all of my TBR lists, and I'll be doing book reviews of their books as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you've done an October TBR video, let me know as well. Or if not, just let me know what books you plan to read for this month, and if you've read any of the books that I've just told you guys about. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. It's nice and easy and free. Just click that red button down below, and when you finish, hit the notification bell as well so you'd always know whenever I post a new video. Feel free to follow me on my various social media accounts as well. I'm very active on Twitter. I'm on there every day. I love Twitter. You can find me at Giselle_Mills. I'll put it up here as well. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, and I have a website which is gisellemillsbooks.com. You can find all the information you need about my books, my current writing projects there as well. So guys, until next time, see you.